What is up? Welcome to the show. Talking about a really important topic today. We're talking about perseverance. In my opinion, the most important factor when it comes to successful content creation, when it comes to successful entrepreneurship, it's perseverance. And I want to give you a little bit of encouragement today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the challenges that I've had, but I want to talk to you really today about some methods, some tactics, some ideas that you can implement to make sure that you can persevere through the lows. And we're going to give you 23, I'm going to give you 23 different tactics to get through the downtimes. You know, it's very easy for people to talk about that time they landed the big sale, which I did this week, which is pretty cool, but it's very easy for people to talk about the big sale or the big opportunity or the big interview or whatever great thing has happened. Not often that people talk about the days where they wake up and they just don't feel like doing it. And I want to tell you something. I get a lot of respect and admiration for hustle, being there every day, positive. And that's a big part. I think the mindset is huge. But I want to tell you something to encourage you a little bit. There is not a day goes by that I don't question myself, that I don't ask myself, what are you doing this for? You're not seeing the return that you expected. So-and-so did it so much faster. You don't have the talent. It goes every single day. Okay. So I just want you to know that when those doubts run through your mind, that is normal. That is normal. Those are all the bad ideas. Those are all the doubters. They're all the haters that don't believe you are capable. And if you persevere through this, if you stay disciplined, my friend, the future is so bright. The future is so bright. So this is the time where you hit the subscribe button. This is the time where if you're watching on YouTube, you hit the like button. Let's get into my 23 ways that you can get through those down times. Let's get into it. Okay, so number one on our list here is sleep. Listen, sleep is completely underrated. And one of the things that can happen if you're not getting enough sleep is you get this brain fatigue. And I find that if it's a late night, if I'm doing my after hours hustle, which all you after hours entrepreneurs understand, if it's a late night and I just start to feel this kind of like this negative vibes, right? I'm not into it. I'm having a hard time focusing. Things aren't working. I kind of start questioning. Maybe I start getting into Twitter wars or something, right? I say, you know what? This is not what I want to be doing. This is not the space I want to be in. I get a good night's sleep, right? But before I get a good night's sleep, I like to write down a list of a few things I want to accomplish the following day. So generally I write down 3 things that I really want to accomplish the next day. Then I go to sleep. I wake up, I'm refreshed and ready to go. And I find that 99% of the time after a good night's sleep, I'm back into it. I'm not in that bad, negative mental space. Good night's sleep does a lot for you. Maybe even a nap too. I don't nap often, but there is something to be said for a good nap, all right? Something to be said for a good nap. If you like to take naps, by the way, go to @MarkSavantMedia on Instagram and shoot me a DM. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your favorite nap time because, listen, I like naps too. You know, I'm with you. All right, number 2 on our list of ways to persevere through those hard times is creating a vision board, right? And a vision board can manifest itself in different ways, but basically this is a visual representation of the goals that you want to achieve. You know, this could be, you know, I want to ride and fly in a private jet one day. This could be, I want to own this specific car. I want to buy this house. I want this girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever that is. Create a vision board. It's a good way of keeping yourself motivated, and you want to keep it in a pretty central spot. So it's something that you can be looking at regularly and keep reminding yourself why you do what you do, why you persevere. Number 3 and number 4 are actually both quite similar. So number 3 on this list is exercise. Listen, if you're having a hard time, if your brain is not in the right space, if you're feeling negative, you're listening to that negative Nancy voice in the back of your head, which we all know is there. We've already established that. Go out and exercise. And, you know, exercise can be everything from a hardcore CrossFit workout to a jog. And in fact, number 4 on our list is move your body. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be a tough workout. You know, if you've been stuck in your office space all day, staring at a computer screen all day, there's some bad things that happen. You know, human beings, we've been around a long freaking time, thousands of years, millions of years, whatever you want to call it. We've been around a long time. And we like to be outside. We need to feel the dirt in our toes, grass in our feet. And so just getting outside and getting some fresh air and just walking, something as simple as just walking or going for a swim, it doesn't need to be a tough exercise, but just getting your body moving, I find, does wonders for that negative voice in the back of your head. Number 5 on our list of ways to persevere is to manage your highs in addition to your lows. And this is something that, I mean, listen, everyone has a different stance on this, but I have found that personally, I really try to avoid getting myself all hyped up, because I find when you're like really focused on a specific thing, let's say it's a big client that you're really excited, you really think that you're going to get. Maybe it's a client who says, yes, Mark, I would love to pay you thousands of dollars for the service. And then it falls through for some reason. You know, I hate that feeling. And I'll go to my wife and I'll say, yes, I just landed a new client. This is so awesome. We're going to be managing their entire podcast process, and it's going to be this much money a month. And then it falls through for whatever reason. That to me can lead to real down. So I try not to celebrate too much, too often, too hard. But at the same time, sometimes you got to enjoy it. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But anyway, don't get too high. If you get too high, the lows will be even stronger. And that's the way I think about it. But you know, listen, I try to stay even, because it can be tough. If you're way up and then way down, those downs can be really tough to get out of. But if you can try to stay somewhat stable, I think that's a really great way to persevere and stay consistent. Number 6 on my list of ways to persevere is to stay curious, to continue to improve. And I find that when you stay committed to these small daily improvements, it starts to build momentum, right? And over time, as you continue to repeat these same routines and habits, well, they form into habits, right? They form into something that's going to be consistently happening day in, day out. And then sometimes you'll get these negative voices that say, nah, you don't want to do this today, but you just do it because it's part of your daily routine. So anyway, I got a little bit off topic there, but really staying curious, I think, is a big thing. And as long as you're continuously improving, you're staying curious about what's next, how can I improve this? I think that can light a real fire under your butt. I'll give you a perfect example from my personal life. I was kind of having a down week. I went on vacation, I got back, and I was just kind of being sluggish. I was having a hard time getting into the rhythm. And then I started working with this awesome new client, and I'm just re-energized. We've got a great project. He's got a great mission, great story, a great show, and we're just going to go in and we're just going to really improve it. We're going to improve the processes, the quality of the production. We're just going to make it really sweet, really nice. And that, again, staying curious, continuously challenging yourself, great way to avoid those lows and to make sure that you're persevering. Number 7 on our list of ways to persevere is to identify the tedious tasks, the tasks that you don't enjoy doing. Listen, everybody's different. There's going to be things that you are amazing at. There's going to be things that you're not great at. And there's other people out there that are the opposite. So I think it's important in order to persevere, to put yourself and to know yourself, to put yourself in a position of success. You know, how many people we know that went to law school, became an attorney just to realize that they freaking hate it? You know what I mean? And you know, if you can identify who you are as a person and identify the tasks that don't correlate with things that you enjoy or want to do, outsource them. Because the more you can outsource, the easier it's going to be to persevere through your day, because you actually enjoy what you're doing. Makes sense, right? Number 8 on our ways to persevere is just to understand that somebody needs to hear what you have to say. You know, even on my show, The After Hours Entrepreneur, and my previous show, The Awesome Dad Show, you know, there would be days where I got huge spikes, lots of downloads. There would be days we didn't get a lot of downloads, but every single day, people are downloading the After Hours Entrepreneur and the Awesome Dad Show. Every single day we get downloads, we get listens, right? And that, you know, when you're comparing yourself against someone that has a million subscribers, or someone like myself who just hit the 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, what up, YouTube? It can be hard to get down. It can be hard. It can be easy to get down on yourself, but just understand that somebody needs to hear what you have to say. Okay. And even if you don't think it, I'm telling you right now, someone needs to hear what you have to say. So keep saying it and keep improving. And this is important too. If you feel like people aren't listening, you might need to either change who you're speaking to, right? Because maybe you're not speaking to the right audience, or B, maybe you need to change how you're saying what you're saying. I don't want to tell you to stop saying what you're saying. I think what you have to say is important. But sometimes changing the way that you frame things, or changing the tone, or changing the messaging, there's different things that you can do. But if you feel like people aren't listening to you, sometimes it might not be what you're saying, but how you're saying it. All right, so keep that in mind. Number 9 on our list of ways to persevere through hard times is, listen, give yourself a break. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. You deserve it. Remember the positive things that you've done. You deserve it. Give yourself a little grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. All right. I know this is kind of like a rah-rah mindset thing, but it stands true. Give yourself some grace. You deserve it. And this is one of the ways that I close out a lot of my clubhouse rooms is I'll say something to the effect of, have a great day. Go to the mirror and say something nice to the person that you see there, right? It's just this, there's people in things in our lives that implant negative messages, and you've just got to push it out. And we're going to talk about, again, that's what this video is all about. But just remember to give yourself a little grace. You deserve it, all right? Number 10 on our ways to persevere through the downtimes is to write a note to your future self. Maybe this is a goal or a positive vision. You know, it's a way of kind of manifesting positivity and good things in front of you. But write a note to your future self. Maybe it's a journal entry, and then read it. Read your note on a regular basis. Remind yourself of who you are and where you're going. Number 11 on our ways to persevere. Go back and look at where you started. I'll tell you what, this always gets me fired up. When I'm ever having a rough day or I'm like, oh, these videos aren't that great or they could be so much better, yada, yada. I'll go back and look at the first videos I had when I started. I'm like, okay, we making progress here. We're staying curious. We're making progress. So go back and look at some of your earlier work. And I think it'll motivate you. It'll give you a good idea of how far you've progressed in that amount of time. Number 12 on our list of ways to persevere through downtimes is to remember your why. Remember why you do what you do. Again, this is something that you could write out. You put it on your shirt, put it on your freaking coffee mug. You know, like on my coffee mug, I have, don't forget to be awesome. You know, it's these simple things that if you put them out there in enough places, they just start to manifest themselves around you. So listen, just don't forget why you do what you do. It can be really easy to get lost in all the glitz, the glamour, the things that are happening, the dollars, maybe what's not working, maybe what's working really well. But never forget why you do what you do. That, at the end of the day, is going to be the most important driver to your show. Number 13 on our list of ways to persevere, set realistic expectations. Okay. I kind of vacillate on this. I think it's great to set difficult challenges, things that you think are going to be really difficult, but I think it's also appropriate to be reasonable with yourself. Again, there's a fine line here. You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to set an unrealistic goal that you'll never meet, because why put that kind of pressure on yourself? You know, I do think that it's a good thing to put a reasonable amount of stress or pressure on yourself to set goals, make public declarations. I like doing that, but know yourself, listen to yourself, and don't create something that's just not going to happen, right? Keep your goals somewhat realistic and keep working toward them every day. Number 14 on our list of ways to persevere is just stop and smell the roses, so to speak. And what I mean by that is every once in a while, you're going to get a chance for something really cool to happen. For me, it's some of the people I get to bring onto the show and talk to and listen to and just really just learn and let them pour into me. And some of these people I've been watching for years and I have just a tremendous respect for it. And I'll get on a show with someone and start interviewing them and I'm just like, you know what? This is really cool. I'm just going to kind of stop for a second and I'm just going to recognize how cool this moment is. So stop and smell the roses occasionally. Number 15 on our list of ways to persevere is being willing to fail. And this is actually really similar to number 16, which is get comfortable with discomfort. If you're going to be successful when it comes to content creation, if you're going to be successful when it comes to business development, if you're going to be successful in creating something meaningful, a way to provide for your family, listen, you're going to get into some uncomfortable stuff. You're going to need to make some uncomfortable calls. You're going to need to make some uncomfortable decisions. That comes with the territory, okay? And you need to get comfortable with discomfort. And one of the ways that you can do this, I got this from Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and I love this. Try doing things that you normally would be uncomfortable to do. And I'll give you a perfect example. Again, this is from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek book, but one of the examples he has in the book is every time you take out your wallet to pay for something, ask for a discount. Go to the grocery store, ask for a discount. You go get the gas, ask for a discount. You go to Chipotle, you got a smoked brisket, ask for a discount. And I think that you will be surprised at how uncomfortable you are asking for the discount. I know I am, and I know I was. I can't do this all the time because it just makes me very uncomfortable asking random tellers at Publix for a discount. but it's a good practice. It kind of helps get you some momentum going, getting comfortable with discomfort. So get comfortable with discomfort, and that practice, those muscles that you build up are going to help you to persevere. Number 17 on our list of ways to persevere, and this is going to sound obvious, but it's keep going even when you can't see the finish line. Keep going even though you can't see the finish line. I have found that during my journey I've opened so many doors, meaning I just keep trying new things, talking to different people, downloading different products, testing out different softwares, trying to monetize in different ways. I keep trying new things. You keep opening new doors, because the reality is when you're starting a journey like you're starting right now, building a business, building community, building a media presence online, there are going to be times where it's just not obvious what the next move is. So keep trying new things, keep opening doors. And even when it doesn't feel like things are working, even when it feels like it's not obvious what the next step is, just keep trying new things. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I don't know how else to say it. If you keep trying new things, you keep focusing on improving, things just tend to start working out. You start to get these breadcrumbs. You start to get hints that something is working. So keep trying new things. And by the way, I'd love to hear from you too. Leave a comment below. All my YouTubers, all my podcast listeners, you can DM me on Instagram at Mark Savant Media. But let me know, what's a door that you have opened that you did not expect? What's something that was on the other side you did not expect? I want to hear from you. Hit me up. And number 18 on our ways to persevere, kind of on our theme of savoring special moments, but savor the times when someone sends you a message and says something to the effect of, thank you so much for that video. Thank you so much for that podcast. Or I listened to this episode and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more. Savor these moments because they don't come around all that often. Those positive reviews, just enjoy it. Soak it up for a minute. It's really easy, I think, to be distracted by just the next thing, but just take a step back and savor these special moments when someone says something nice to you. Savor that. Number 19 on our list of ways to persevere is to build a great inner circle. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Okay. The people that are surrounding you are directly going to impact the way that you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way that you interact with others, and the way that you speak to yourself. And if you're around with negative people, if your inner circle is not strong, if your inner circle is not supporting you, if it's always questioning you, it's going to make it a lot harder to persevere. Guaranteed. There could be different ways to resolve this. Stop spending time with people that are wasting time or don't have the goals that you have. Number 20 on our list is find a mastermind, find a community, and maybe you pay to join a community. Maybe it's a church Bible study. Maybe it's an online mastermind. Maybe it's even a sporting team, right? But surround yourself with people that are going to build you up. They're going to lift you up. They're going to push you forward in a positive direction. And it doesn't necessarily matter what your goal is or what your why is, but it's surrounding yourself with positive people that have a similar why, that see that vision, that can share that vision and help push you forward. So surround yourself with great people, with a great inner circle. The rest will fall into place. Number 21 on our list of ways to persevere is to find a mentor. And I know this is easier said than done. One of the reasons I actually love podcasting is because it gives me an excuse to bring mentors on the show to deliver just tremendous nuggets of value. I mean, I'm not even going to tell you who's coming up soon, but we've got some great freaking guests coming up. And the way that my podcast has evolved is now, again, I'm like a sponge. I'm bringing on experts and just learning, and then trying to repurpose it, regurgitate it in a way that I can just help you create better content in less time, to get better, to really achieve those goals that you have in mind. So anyway, find a mentor, someone that's really invested and going to really help build you up. Again, this kind of goes along with rule number 19 and 20 of surrounding yourself with the right people. But a mentor is a great way to get there. Number 22 on our list of ways to persevere through hard times is to create a win wall. Okay. And you remember right in our number 1 or number 2 idea was to have a vision board. Now we're coming full circle here with a win wall. And this would be a win. Maybe you're putting your trophies on it. I cannot wait to get that 100K YouTube plaque. That is a huge goal of mine, and hopefully we'll get there one day. I know that we will. We're going to continue improving. And thanks to your help, by the way, make sure you smash that like button. By the way, if you haven't yet, smash the like button and be part of my win wall, if you would. So make a win wall. Put up your trophies, your wins. Put them up there. It matters. All right. Last but not least on our list of ways to persevere is number 23, and that's to journal your journey. Okay. And I think that journaling has a lot of benefits to it, a lot of which we've already mentioned previously. But one of the things I think is great about journaling is it can be kind of therapeutic in a way. There's things that happen during the day that can get bottled up inside. As entrepreneurs, it can feel really lonely. You feel really lonely, like nobody fully understands, And if you're journaling, you're at least kind of letting it out. You're not holding that anxiety, that worry, that nervousness, that doubt. You're not holding it inside. You let it out. And you can let it out into a journal, a blog. You could create a public vlog if you want. Look, listen, it doesn't really matter. But journaling your journey is a great way to stay motivated and to get through those tough times. And I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. How do you get through these hard times? Shoot me a message at @MarksAboutMe on Instagram. How do you get through these hard times? I want to know. Go out and create something amazing. And I'll catch you here next time on the After Hours Entrepreneur. Peace.